Hello everyone, this is Demon0981, and here to bring you another video. Now, as I have said in previously in the last two videos, I was going to do a top list of the prehistoric animals and dinosaurs that I was going to request have my viewers and subscribers make requests on which prehistoric beast they wanted me to cover. Unfortunately, I didn't get what I was expecting, but that's okay. I've prepared with my own list, and this is going by those rules, as I've mentioned before. Rule 1. No prehistoric animals from before the age of the dinosaurs. Because most of the names I cannot pronounce correctly, and I don't know that much about them. Rule 2. No prehistoric humans, like no cavemen, no human ancestors, or anything like that. Rule 3. No fictional species from King Kong. Both the original and the remake by Peter Jackson. The only exception I have is Jurassic World, and that's because I found the new star in that one pretty interesting, and it's going to make an appearance on the list. I'm not going to say where, but technically it is kind of breaking one of my rules. Now, before we even begin, and just throwing the cards on the table, yes, I will be stating what each prehistoric animal's name means, and as well as give a little history about them, like when did they live, what were they exactly, and interesting little trivia about them, stuff like that. And I will be doing a slideshow version of this video in the nearby future. So let's begin with the top 30 prehistoric beasts. Number 30, Archaeopteryx from the Jurassic period. Latin for early wing, and it was discovered in 1861 in Solmhofen, Germany, and was rumored to be the missing link between birds and dinosaurs, mostly because of what it looked like. Looked like a small dinosaur, but had feathered and wing-like appendages, had a beak like a bird, but still had reptilian teeth, and, most importantly, could fly. Now, Archaeopteryx has gotten a lot of publicity for being coined the first bird. That might not be so true in certain cases, seeing as some of the first true birds came around during the Cretaceous, like Confucius ornis, as in China. Number 29, Dinoceratops from the Cretaceous period. Latin for terrible hand, and it was discovered in 1965 in the Mongolian Gobi Desert. And according to paleontologists, it possessed the longest forelimbs of any bipedal animal. Each arm measuring in about 8 feet long. Equipped with claws that were just as long as the arms. And it belonged to a group group of dinosaurs called the Therizinosaurs, which were some of the strangest dinosaurs of the Cretaceous period, seeing as they had attributes that would suit a carnivore, but their physiology and diet suggested a herbivore. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. The scythe lizards, as they were known as, had long namesake claws, which would be perfect for a predator. But take a look at their skull, well as in dentistry. They have teeth that are similar to a plant eater. And they may have had a bit of a pot belly, which again would suit for a plant eater. I don't know. Number 28. Dinotherium from the Miocene era in the age of the mammals. Latin for terrible beast, it was an ancestor of the modern elephant. Actually, it was one of the first ancestors. Not the first, but somewhere along that line. It almost looked like a modern day elephant, except for a few alterations, shall we say. Now, according to the fossils, its skull looked like it had a shovel-like mouth. Oh wait, no, that's a different one. Never mind. And Dinotherium's skull, okay, gonna say before, looked exactly like a modern day elephant's, except the placement of the tusks. While the tusks are basically located on ears about right here, or on either side of an elephant's mouth, both that grow outward and sometimes upward, Dinotherium's tusks grew curving downward from the lower jaw. Kind of like this. Sorry, I can't place my hands right. And it was around during the same time when primates were starting to evolve into their more familiar body type. Number 27, Eohippus of the Eocene era, meaning dawn horse. This was one of the first species to have existed during the beginning of the age of the mammals, where after the dinosaurs went extinct and the mammals started to take over, Eohippus was one of the first to have remained. And it was said to be an the earliest ancestor of modern equines or equines. Basically horses, donkeys, and that kind of animal. But they were mostly preyed on by the terror birds, like Diatrima, Gastornis, Forest Raucus, basically any nightmare ancestor of the modern ostrich. Number 26, Megavanya of the Pleistocene era. Latin for Greek roamer, or giant roamer. Basically, what I can tell you Megavanya was, or how to describe it. Imagine a Komodo dragon the size of a car, but twice as long, its closest living ancestor is the Komodo dragon, and likewise, it may have had the infamous venomous saliva, killed possibly the same way. Now, instead of its fossils being found in Indonesia, where the Komodo dragon lives, its bones were actually found in Australia. During the Aborigines' Dreamtime era, where they came up with the monsters like the Yarmayahu, Bunyip, the Yowie, monsters kind of like that. But for early humans, Megavanya was the closest thing to a dragon, or any monster. Now, this one's going to surprise a lot of people, seeing as, well, this one's sort of new. But number 25 is Dracorex hogwartsia of the Cretaceous period, and its name literally means Dragon King of Hogwarts. Named after J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, it belonged to the same group of dinosaurs as Pachycephalosaurus, Stegosaurus, Stygimoloch. Basically, the dinosaurs that were nicknamed boneheads. That's because of their unusually thick skulls. And when it was first discovered, its skull actually looked like it belonged to a dragon, hence the name Dracorex. Some scientists are starting to speculate that it may have been a younger member of an already existing species. And number 24 is Titanoboa of the Cretaceous period, naming Titanic boa, Titanic boa constrictor. Basically, the only way I can describe this snake is the actual prehistoric equivalent of the anaconda from those anaconda movies. Reaching lengths of up to 50 feet long, weighing about nearly a ton, and fed on basically anything including prehistoric crocodiles and dinosaurs. As well as there being speculations that might still exist. In fact, its closest living descendant might be actually the anaconda itself. And then, who knows? Number 23. Quetzalcoatlus from the Cretaceous period. Basically, this was the largest pterosaur, or winged flying reptile, that ever existed. And standing as tall as a giraffe, it basically towered over anything while it was on the ground. Except for, of course, the large carnivores like TRex. And if you want to know what its name means, it was named after the, I forget which one it was, Aztec or Mayan god Quetzalcoatl, which was also known as the feathered serpent. Now for number 22, this one I'm going to have a little bit of trouble pronouncing, and might not sound familiar, but Leviathan melvillei, or melvillei, of the Miocene era. Which is around the Ice Age, as I think. And its name literally translates into Herman Melville's Leviathan. and named after Herman Melville, the author of Moby Dick and the Leviathan of Hebrew mythology. If you want to see what I had to say about the Leviathan, check out my top mythical creatures list. Now, this was actually a prehistoric whale. In fact, it was the largest toothed whale ever to exist. Basically, it was kind of like a combination between an orca and a sperm whale. And according to what I found out about it, it may have fed on other whales. Actually, not may have, did. And fossil records have shown that it had fully functioning teeth, both on the upper and lower jaw. They were probably as long as my cup right here. Now for number 20, which is the Diprotodon of the Pleistocene era or epoch, being two front teeth. It was the largest marsupial ever to exist. And basically, according to its fossil record, it resembled a giant wombat, and may have been the inspiration behind the Aborigines' bunyip hip monster. Interesting. Now for number 19. This one's got to bring up a lot of attention. The Velociraptor from the Cretaceous period. Name meaning swift plunderer or swift thief. I don't know how raptor became thief. Infamous for its numerous roles in the Jurassic Park films, the most notable fossils that have been found is one of a raptor fighting against a Protoceratops, only to die in a deathlock struggle. And now, currently, a lot of scientists are speculating that velociraptors may have had feathers. Now, on a side note, like what I said about the Jurassic Park series and even Jurassic World coming out, there are still a lot of arguments going on. And as we all know, from going to different museums, even reading books about dinosaurs, velociraptors weren't as big as they were portrayed in the movies. Instead of being like, the size of a full-grown man, and at least up to his shoulder, it was mostly the size of a goose or a turkey. And the raptors that were portrayed were actually based off of another infamous raptor, the Dinoceratops, which was definitely larger and more dangerous. But that's hearsay and thearsay. Number 18. The Dodo. Now, I don't have a name for that because we pretty much know what the Dodo is. It's from Alice in Wonderland. From the Holocene era, the last sighting of the Dodo was in 1662, when it started becoming extinct, either due to overhunting or something. And the dodo is now the mascot of Ar- uh, Mauritius, and is also the worldwide symbol of extinct animals. Now, if you really want to know what a dodo is for real, watch the first Ice Age movie. The dodos kind of look like that. I'm not quite certain what they did and back then, but obviously if we're calling people dodos, that must mean they were really stupid. Number 17. Carnotaurus from the Cretaceous period. Its name means meat-eating bull, mostly because of its bull-like horns. And this one was featured on a dinosaur special called Weirdest Dinosaurs. Reason why was because it proportionally had the shortest forelimbs of any theropod or carnivorous dinosaur, including T-Rex. Now, T-Rex had relatively short arms, and we all know that. Carnotaurus had even shorter. And it also had a proportionally shorter and deeper skull than any carnivore. Basically, it was the dinosaur equivalent of the British bulldog. Actually, I realized by just said it already, I'm getting a funny image in my head. And a lot of us know about this one from that really crappy Disney alternative to The Land Before Time, where, according to the wiki, they were originally going to go with a T-Rex, but thought that since T-Rex was already famous enough, they didn't want to add it in. But instead added a T-Rex side, who's Carnotaurus. As well as it being featured in the Disney's Animal Kingdom ride Countdown to Extinction, or as it's known by now, Dinosaur. And I have mentioned that one on my top childhood fears list. Number 16. Sarcosuchus. As Cretaceous period name meaning flesh-eating crocodile, it was the largest crocodilian ever to exist, with its closest living relative being the saltwater crocodile. Now, probably mainly fed on plant-eating dinosaurs that got too close to the water. Like how a Nile crocodile will go after a wildebeest or a zebra for doing the same. Number 15. Megalodon, or as its full name is, Carcharodon megalodon. Name meaning big toothed or giant toothed great white shark. Of the Miocene period, which is around the same time Leviathan and Melville was around. Basically, it was the largest shark to exist, making today's great white shark look like a guppy in comparison. And it fed virtually on anything and everything in its path, including prehistoric whales, dolphins, seals, turtles, and even the occasional smaller member of the species. And according to paleontologists, it had the most powerful bite of any animal, alive or extinct. 10.8 to 18.2 tons of pressure within those jaws. As, like I said before, known living descendant and is the infamous great white shark. And basically that's what it looked like. but about 15 times bigger, or had jaws big enough to swallow a human whole, and a great white shark at the same time, and is also rumored to still exist. Technically this is true, and again, it's not. The largest shark today is the whale shark, and the great white is the most infamous predator of the seas. Number 14, Argentinosaurus, Cretaceous period. Its name, it means lizard of Argentina. It was the largest dinosaur ever discovered. Not only the largest plant eater, but the largest in general. And because that's humongous, no, not humongous, that would be an understatement. Titanic size is it barely hit any predators. Unless it was like a youngster or a hatchling, then it would have predators. There's number 13, the Coelophysis of the Triassic period. Its name means hollow bones, or hollow bone. It's the state fossil of New Mexico, which is where I am, and it was among the first dinosaurs to exist at the time. In fact, one of the first meat eaters. And due to certain fossil records, it was believed to be cannibalistic due to juvenile cells being found in the stomach eggs of adults. Walking with Dinosaurs did something like that. But again, maybe not. Number 12, Cryolophosaurus, Jurassic period, meaning frozen crested lizard. It had a very strange head crest, just about it, like its northern cousin in Dilophosaurus. Its crest was mainly like around here, but instead of it being like a mohawk sort of crest, it looked more like a fan. And according to its nickname, Elvisaurus, as apparently its head crest resembled Elvis Presley's pompadour, hairstyle, and was actually one of the only dinosaurs ever discovered in Antarctica. Now, number 11, I will try to pronounce the name right. Stygimoloch of the Cretaceous period. Its name translating into Demon of the River Styx. And it was the strangest looking bonehead and dinosaur ever found. Basically, it looked like a normal packy, except on certain parts of its skull it had long devilish horns, hence the name and translating to Demon of the River Styx. Now, I don't know about you, but that would be very interesting to see. Number 10, Mosasaurus, Cretaceous period. Translating to Meuse River Lizard. It's actually, according to the Jurassic World trailers, it's definitely making an appearance in Jurassic World as sort of a Shamu-like attraction, and or it breaches out of the water to get a shark that's being suspended from a steel cable. And I don't know which special I saw this, but they said that and found out that Mosasaurus actually had like a secondary upper jaw, that was used to aid it when it was feeding. Sort of like the calamari eels have that false secondary, a set of teeth in the back of the throat. Number 9. Megatherium Pliocene era, translating to great beast, and was also known as the giant ground sloth. Its only known relatives are the two-toed and three-toed sloth, obviously, and may have been omnivorous, eating mostly plants, insects, and even carrion or rotting meat. With its fossils mostly being found in South America. And according to what I found out, it was probably taller than the trees that it fed from. Now, remember what I said about Eohippus being preyed on by the terror birds? Number 8 is Forest Racus of the Miocene era, meaning red thief. I don't know why. It belonged to this group of terror birds. And the best way I can describe it is a secretary bird, the size of an ostrich, but with a powerful killing beak. And it may have killed in 2 ways. Like most birds now, it would probably have grabbed its prey with its beak and smashing it to the ground, or stabbing it with the sharp tip. Number 7. Ambulocetus Eocene era. Translating to walking whale, this was actually the first whale. Oh, and ironically, it looked more like a crocodile or otter than a whale. Actually, it's kind of interesting how animals we know today and how they looked way back then. Gives you a pretty interesting perspective of what would happen if someone made a de-evolution rate, or something like that. Now for number 6, it's Megaraptor. From the Cretaceous period, its name means giant plunderer. It was probably the largest of the raptors ever discovered. And it had the largest, raptor killing claw. But instead of it being on its feet, it was on its hands. Don't believe me? Pause the video, open a new tab, and type in Megaraptor. Whatever browser you're on. And quick images, you will see the fossils of this large, or almost raptor-like animal, with a claw about 3 times the size of the others. And what's even more interesting, according to paleontologists, it may have possibly been related to T-Rex and Spinosaurus. Now imagine that. Number 5. Maiasaura of the Cretaceous period, its name meaning good mother lizard. It was one of the most interesting North American dinosaurs, as it was found with remains of eggshells and adolescents of its same species, and possibly raised its young in nesting colonies, sort of like some birds today. And like ostriches, gannets, and most forms of birds. Number 4, Triceratops, Cretaceous period. Its name meaning three-horned face. It's one of the most famous plant-eating dinosaurs, and because of which, its most famous portrayal and depiction is it is usually seen fighting TRex. And since it did live around the same time as it, it's a possibility that the two collided at some points and protected its young the same way as some herbivores did. Most likely the musk oxen, which form a ring of adults around on the infants, protecting them from predators like raptors or most other carnivorous dinosaurs, and yeah, of course, T-Rex. Number 3, the woolly mammoth, or Mammuthus, of the Pleistocene or Ice Age era. It was one of the largest animals during the Ice Age. Other contestants would be the woolly rhino, the dire bear, or the Irish elk. And apparently we owe a lot to the woolly mammoth. Because it was one of the numerous reasons humans survived the Ice Age, and because of which they were hunted to extinction 4,000 years ago. Oops. But fear not, as some specimens have been found to be preserved in permafrost, perfectly well preserved. Which may lead some to believe there's a slight possibility of bringing them back through cloning or artificial cloning, I guess. In fact, we're still kind of working around that on trying to bring dinosaurs back into existence by doing the same with emu. And at number 2, we all saw this one coming. Actually, I knew this one was going to be at number 2 anyway, seeing as number 1, and outranked it a lot. Tyrannosaurus rex, Cretaceous period, name translating to Tyrant Lizard King, and until recently, it is dubbed the largest carnivorous dinosaur ever discovered. The ones that have made it second at rate in the totem pole of predators are Giganotosaurus of South America, Carcharodontosaurus of Africa, and also from Africa, Spinosaurus. And even though it's like around 3rd to 2nd largest predator, is a very notable animal. Seen as in fossil records, it was proven and have a bite capable of crunching bones. And because of its popularity, it has more appearances in movies and TV than most other dinosaurs. Now, I'm not including in the Land Before Time series and TV series. Actually, yes, I am. Whenever I see a show or a movie about dinosaurs or has something to do with dinosaurs, guess what's always is featured, or nearly always featured? T-Rex. And of course, there's its most infamous role, or roles, are in the Jurassic Park, or quadrilogy. Actually, I take that back. Except in Jurassic Park 3, it's been in every Jurassic Park movie. Because although T-Rex made like a brief 5-minute to 7-minute cameo, it was immediately killed off on screen by Spinosaurus, which has led to a lot of arguments and controversy about it, of that scene. And some are saying Spinosaurus deserved to win because it was bigger, and the creators used to say that T-Rex has had enough time in the spotlight. Others, like myself, think differently because, well, let's take a look at it like this. Spinosaurus had a longer neck, therefore would have been more vulnerable. It had thinner jaws, just because its skull was like that of a crocodile. Therefore, it couldn't bite that hard. T-Rex, on the other hand, had a bigger skull. Oh, when it came to height, size, I guess. It had a much powerful bite force, and it had wider jaws, so it could have easily taken out Spinosaurus with a good bite. But the argument that they wanted to make way for a new predator, I guess I can let that slide. And according to the trailers for Jurassic World, it is going to make an appearance. As well as there be many rumors that Spinosaurus, Indominus Rex, and even old T-Rex itself will end up colliding at some point in the movie. I don't know if this is true, but I hope the rumor is true. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like T-Rex is going to win in that one either. Now, before I go on to number 1, I want to talk about the honorable mention. This one is going to break that one of those 3 rules I had, the one being no fictional species. The reason why it's on the list, I couldn't resist. It's too perfect to pass up. It's Indominus Rex from Jurassic World. Its name meaning untamable king. Originally it was going to be something like, I don't know, Diabolus Rex, which would have been and translated to Devil King, or King of Devils. Honestly, that name sounds a lot more intimidating than Indominus Rex, at least in my mind. And according to what they've said in the trailers and what I've found out on the wiki, it's larger and more dangerous than T-Rex, and possibly Spinosaurus, it's in the movie. And according to the trivia on Jurassic World, it's created by fusing the DNA of various carnivorous dinosaurs, including Dinosaurus, Carnotaurus, Rogops, another one, maybe even T-Rex, I don't know. The DNA of a snake, mostly my money on a poisonous variety, and the cuttlefish. Poison like a snake, T-Rex like size, is a body type. Able to camouflage into the background, making it almost unpredictable to find. Yep. And apparently also, according to the wiki, it has teeth that act like a shark's, meaning it can replace its teeth if they're ever lost. Now, I don't know or anything else about Indominus. But after watching Jurassic World, I'm going to do a little review about this particular species. So without further ado, let's go on to number 1, which is, and we all saw this one coming, in Spinosaurus of the Cretaceous period. Name means spined lizard. Most notably, the largest carnivorous dinosaur ever discovered, and strangely enough, it was once depicted and to have jaws similar to most other carnivorous dinosaurs. Instead of that crocodile-like head and shape, in the old dinosaur books I've found over the years, Spinosaurus is always depicted in having like a shorter or rounded skull. Until recently, of course. And a little piece of historical trivia for a lot of you out there. This dinosaur almost disappeared out of history forever during World War II, when the museum that held these fossilized remains was nearly bombed to oblivion by German bombers. Those damn Nazis. And of course, like I said, number 2, replaced T-Rex in Jurassic Park 3 and might be rumored to make an appearance in Jurassic World. I'm not quite sure about that. I have to see the movie for myself to figure out if that's true or not. And that's it for the top 30 prehistoric beasts. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I plan to make another one really soon. And I might not be making one for a while, seeing as in a couple of weeks I'm going to be taking a short hiatus towards Washington, D.C. But I'll give you a hint on what the next video is going to be. It's going to be the top 10 episodes of Spike TV's Deadliest Warrior. Now, if you don't know what this series is about, I'll explain. Basically, it's sort of a fighting and combat show where her combat experts pit two of history's greatest warriors against one another to see who would win. In other words, it's kind of like those arguments some people have, like, who can kill who? Who would win in a fight, Batman or Superman? And that kind of stuff. In other words, it was the actual equivalent to Screw Attack's Death Battle series, where they featured historical warriors such as Shaka Zulu, William Wallace, Hernan Cortez, Ivan the Terrible, Vlad the Impaler, Sun Tzu, as well as certain classes of warriors like pirates, knights, samurai, ninja, the Sicilian Mafia, Al Capone's gang, and the Jesse James gang, George Washington and Teddy Roosevelt, its armies, and as well as having 2 episodes that are about as current as can be. The ones being Saddam Hussein versus Pol Pot and the IRA versus the Taliban. But they ended the series on a very special episode, after 3 seasons. which was entitled Zombies versus Vampires. And I will be doing something involving that one in the list as next time. So until then, and thumbs up this video. Oh, see my channel for other works that I've done. And as always, leave a request on my Facebook page, YouTube channel, on discussion board, or I will be happy to take requests after that. And leave a comment and like if you like this video. If not, and I am happy to hear why and not. And I realize that the microphone not work at times, or that my voice is not synced up to the visual. I have no idea why this is going on. But I will see you in the next video for the Devil's Border episode list.